Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am Zhong of a Zhong Cage Fighting Series, going down the next upcoming event, November 12th at the heart of San Francisco, Keys Art Pavilion. Right next to me, we have the Dragon's Kid,
Irving Martinez.
Irving Martinez, coming back to our next upcoming event. It's on the amateur portion. Now, let's introduce you once again to all the MMA fight fans out there. Where are you coming from, Irving, and where you train at?
Oakland, California. Training out of Hayward, California. Darcy Lira Jiu-Jitsu. Shout out Sensei Carlos, all my teammates. Originally born in Mexico, but came here real young. Picked up the game, in the Bay Area, and now, we're doing MMA, martial arts. We're trying to get to the next level. I want to shout out, Sensei Zhong, allowing me to fight in the promotion, helping me get on TV, allowing me to chase this dream, and reach that next platform. And then hopefully, you guys are gonna see this Bellator, UFC is gonna unfold, slowly but surely. And I can't wait for the next fight card.
That's pretty awesome. Now, Irving, you made your MMA debut at 5 months ago.
Yeah, it was May 28th.
May 28th, yeah. 4 months ago, and exactly 8 weeks out to the next upcoming event. What's your experience, and then how do you feel with your last performance?
With the last fight, I felt like the opponent, shout out Vidal, by the way, really good jiu-jitsu. We went the distance, and it taught me a lot. I was like, you know what, I need to work on sprawling a lot, because a lot of these guys, when it comes to MMA, they're gonna try to go to the ground if you're getting too hot on the feet. So that's what was happening. I feel like on the stand-up, I was doing real nice. But then once I got to the ground, he's purple belt in jiu-jitsu, I'm white belt in jiu-jitsu, so I'm just glad that I survived and I didn't get submitted. So it was just overall good experience, but more than anything, it taught me a lot, and it helped me level up in that sense where it's like, okay, now I have to sharpen up my tools in the jiu-jitsu grappling aspect of it. The stand-up is nice, but we still have to work all around. I'm just working every day, and hopefully I get better. And for this next fight, I hope that I get the high road performance, and I hope I can get the TKO.
That's pretty awesome. Now, you are fighting Sumit Paul, and he also just coming off a loss from Juan Vidal as well.
Yes.
And then, what you think of his performance?
Well, he's in real good shape. I seen the fight he had with Brian. It seems like he's a striker too, like a Taekwondo guy.
Yeah.
And then I seen the fight with Vidal, where it seems like Vidal had to work hard to get the submission. He was bleeding, and even though Sumit got submitted, he was really standing up with Vidal and giving him a good fight. I even talked to Vidal afterwards, because me and Vidal are cool, and after the fight, we started talking. We're friends, So then I told him, I was like, hey, how do you think? He was like, he has some good wrestling, and I told him, all right, well, they're throwing Sumit next my way. And he's like, you know what, as long as you keep it on the feet, you might be able to just crack him and get him out of there. So I hope that he comes in good shape. I know that he's training hard, and that's what we do. We train hard so we can put on a show for the people. None but respect. May the best man win, but I'm coming to eat, baby. I'm coming for food. I'm hungry. Let's go.
Now, this matchup is actually very entertaining because it's kind of like the perfect matchup that I like to put on for the fans, because it seems like you like to strike. Sumit Paul also like to strike. So somehow down the line, whoever got a little underdog over whatever, then might choose to take to the ground. But overall, I'm seeing this fight is going to be a striking. It's going to be a striking war.
Yes, I feel like this is definitely going to be a stand-up match. If anything, maybe in the later rounds, when we start getting that sweat going, that we might try to grapple it out, because it is MMA and anything can happen, That's why it is MMA. If it was like a straight striking, we would do like kickboxing, boxing, or, Muay Thai, whatever. But since it's MMA, I'm prepared for everything. And I seen him sprawl real nicely when he fought Brian. So I was like, oh, okay, I was actually kind of surprised. Even though he doesn't hold any belt in jiu-jitsu, I'm like, oh, this guy knows how to scramble, shrimp out of certain positions. So I'm expecting him to be, well-rounded as well. So whatever happens, I'll be prepared for, and I'm going to leave it in the hands of God.
That's pretty awesome. Now, Irving, do you have a job?
Yeah, so I had a lot of jobs before I started doing this.
A lot of jobs.
So when I'm not doing this, I'm doing the music, which is also one of my other passions. The last time I did the fight with Vidal, I came out to my own song. It was like a reggaeton song. I got the project dropping in the next 2 months called Dragon Kid. So Dragon Kid the Fighter, dropping Dragon Kid album, out of the Dragon House, baby. You know what we're doing. And for what I do like in a living, basically just 9 to 5 in. Everybody has to 9 to 5 and do the whole rat race until they get rich and famous. That's what we're doing here. But we're not gonna do the whole 9 to 5. We're gonna get rich and we're gonna travel to Hawaii, Bora Bora, and fight all around the world. That's what we're doing, baby.
That's awesome. It's good to living and chasing a dream, Now, well, if people want to listen to your album and check out your music, how can people reach out to your product?
I got Spotify, Apple Music. Basically, it's on every platform online. You just have to look up serotonin, the stuff that gets released from your brain when you're, either when it's like dopamine, whenever you're having a good time, serotonin gets released from your brain. That is the name of the album, under 3 Star King. So I just transitioned to the Dragon Kid. Before that, I was known as 3 Star. But now that we're doing the whole MMA stuff, I feel like the Dragon Kid sounds way nicer. It reminds me of Goku. I just love Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah, sweet. I grew up with that. I've been watching that shit on the 80s.
Oh yeah, it's the best show.
Yeah, you can't stop watching that. I think we were watching that North Star Fist, Japanese, and then Goku.
Yeah, that was also classic. Also one of the classics. Yeah.
That's what get me started into pumping irons, because all these cartoon characters with the 9 packs with the veins popping out of the bicep. I'm like, damn, let me grab a 15-pound dumbbell, start curling, and that's kind of like our generation.
Yeah, it's funny because anime did inspire me a bit to get into shape. Before I started doing like the martial arts seriously, like I started watching like Baki, Dragon Ball Z, and then I was like, yo, like this is awesome. I should definitely chase a martial art, get into shape, and then now that I'm seeing the MMA unfolding in front of my own eyes and everybody's, showing me support, I have a support system, people that love me, and just everything's unfolding, coming together. I feel like this is the universe calling for me. So one day I hope to also, once I'm a little older and I'm retired from martial arts, maybe I'll do an anime like Baki or Dragon Ball Z for the kids, awesome. To inspire the next generation.
That's pretty awesome. Now, if people want to get a hold of you to buy a ticket, come watching you fight, how can people contact you?
You can just call my number, 510-709-9617. I'm on Instagram at 3 Star King. So shout out to the people that bought the tickets last time. I even didn't have enough tickets for everybody. But I want to shout out the, Darcy Lira Jiu-Jitsu School, everybody that I work with, all my people at the studio, all my friends and family. Thank you guys for coming out. Even my mom and dad, my uncle, everybody was there. Granny, we had the whole family.
They all have a good time the last night?
Yeah, they was loving it. And I even had some of my cousins that are originally from Mexico. They were like, oh yeah, we got to see some clips of it on YouTube and stuff. So now we're international.
There we go. Well, this event's live stream pay-per-view nationwide on all different devices, phones, laptops, and your home TV, as long as you have a connect to Wi-Fi. But anyone cannot make it, make sure you guys order your live stream pay-per-view from DragonHouseMMA.com. And then we're having over 25 on this upcoming card. We have 11 to 12 amateur, 10 professionals, so you can't miss it. Big, huge stack card, a lot of up-and-comer will become a future legend. So making sure you guys stay tuned and help to support local fighters. For more information about our upcoming fight card, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. Now, if your opponent watching this interview, Sumit Paul, what do you have to say to him?
Well, I want to say thank you for taking the bout, Sumit. I know you just had a war with Vidal, and he turned around right away, signed the contract, nothing but respect. But may the best man win. At the end of the day, I know he's training hard, but we're coming in for blood, both of us too. I know he wants to he's looking for the vengeance. I'm looking for the vengeance. We're both wanting to get that win on the record, baby. Let's do it. Come on, it's time.
That's awesome. Now, do you have any special loved ones, training partners, coaches, supporters, or haters that you want to shout out to?
Yeah, I want to, first of all, I want to shout out Sensei Carlos Rocha. He's the one that initiated me into the whole MMA thing. I was just doing the striking, the boxing. Once he brought me over to the jiu-jitsu game, then that's where my confidence grew in the form of I believe I could compete with these guys in the MMA realm. At first I was real scared. It was just kind of I would see the UFC guys and be like, oh, I could never see myself doing that. And then I met a UFC fighter, which is Sensei Carlos, and he instilled it in me. He's like, no, you know what? You can do this. You have the heart to do this, but you have to stay committed. That's the only way that this is going to happen. And even if you don't reach, the top level of George St. Pierre or Anderson Silva GOAT status, at least you did your thing and you were able to push yourself and become better than you were yesterday. So, and also spread that knowledge of positivity, because a lot of the times people, when they do know how to fight and stuff, they use that for bad stuff, So if you do have that knowledge, say if you are a guy like Khabib Nurmagomedov, somebody undefeated, a GOAT, a champion, Muhammad Ali, you're supposed to instill the next generation with the good spirit of fighting. Let them know that you can use this to change the world for the better, not use it for evil purposes. A lot of people, they do it for murdering and killing and a lot of money, whereas other people, they do it so then it could be order in society. And that's what it's all about. If more people would train, I feel like the world would be a safer place, because then you would know, like, there's humans out there that can basically finish you with their hands. And then you know that you can finish humans with your hands, so then everybody would respect each other. There wouldn't be no need for no player haterness or, just a lot of the hate that's going on in the world. So I want to just say everybody should train, and shout out to the jiu-jitsu school, shout out to my mom and dad. I got my girl Jess back here. I don't know, you guys can't see her right now. I got the baby here, so I brought the family to Dragon House. Sensei Zhong, of course, changing my life for the best. My boy TJ, my boy Eric, just everybody that's been rocking with me since day one, man. I promise that when I get to the top and when I do see all that cheese and traveling the world and all that good stuff, they're gonna be right there with me by my side, because they stayed loyal, they stayed down, and stayed true to the dream, and that's what it is.
That's pretty awesome. Now, as a young man in the game, just got started into the game, very wise statement to share with everyone out there. It's pretty awesome. The guy's already got a full mindset and understand the game before even getting to the game. That's pretty awesome. Good to see some old-fashioned mindset fighter like you. And can't wait. So for more info about this upcoming event, guys, check out DragonHouseMMA.com. Please follow me on Instagram, Dragon_House_MMA, and subscribe my YouTube channel. Help me to grow my YouTube channel, and we'll keep putting on events for all the Bay Area MMA fight fans internationally as well. So on November 12th, another big, huge stack card. Do not miss it out. And here we go. We have Irving Martinez making his second MMA fight as an amateur fighter. So ideally, how much longer do you think you want to do amateur before you hit the pro circuit?
I would say I need at least about 3 wins in the amateur circuit before I could be like, okay, let's take the shin guards off. Now I could, I want to taste a little bit of shin to the face, or give a little bit of shin to the face, Because I know that, here's one thing I noticed with the amateur, it slows down the kicks a little bit having the shin. It's kind of like having boxing gloves. So I couldn't get off the kick as fast as I thought I would have, And also, I didn't understand that when you kick the low kicks, that's very effective in martial arts. I didn't think that was going to play any role in my last bout, and actually did. Vidal did a good job in, keeping those low kicks, he kept them coming, and then that kept me at bay. I couldn't really set up to get like that proper, say for example, that quick Mike Tyson blitz, or, getting in and out of there. He knew how to do it with the low kicks, and honestly, I'm adding that to the arsenal. So just expect more kicks this upcoming bout,
Who is your favorite fighter on the planet of MMA?
MMA? Well, I mean, it's hard to say, because I love Cain Velasquez, because he's the one he's, first of all, because he's Mexican. He's the first Mexican heavyweight, and I know that he did what he did with, he went through those issues with like the gun and stuff and got arrested. He inspired me a lot, because the fight when he had with Brock Lesnar, he was like so small compared to Brock, and he whooped Brock's ass. And Brock was like juiced to the gills. You can see he was 6'5", looked like Hulk. Cain came in, little Mexican with a little pot belly, and still whooped that ass. So that was what inspired me. It's not about like how you look. You could be like a big brolic dude, but it's like, say, Arnold Schwarzenegger walks into the gym, everybody's scared. Bruce Lee walks into the gym, everybody's like, oh, this guy's normal, but they wouldn't know that Bruce Lee has a dragon inside him. So that's what it comes down to. I think that's what inspires me, when somebody doesn't look the part, like Andy Ruiz, or somebody that you would just like totally disregard, and then they just shock the world, like the real life Rockies. I feel like that's, and of course I like Khabib a lot, because like he's so dominant in what he does. Everybody knows he's gonna take you down, but it's like nobody can stop it.
That's true.
And I just like guys like that. They're about their business. I mean, Conor McGregor was doing his thing too, but I felt like once he got to talking too much and start drinking too much alcohol, then that kind of like derailed his career. And I feel like the choices he made outside of the octagon kind of dictate who he was as a person now. So it's like everybody kind of like talks about the incident with him hitting the old guy at the bar and stuff like that. When you're that star quality and that type of like legendary figure, I feel like you have to represent the sport a certain way for the kids. And because in my eyes, I liked Conor before. He's like what made everybody watch UFC. The personality, good looking guy. He was like Muhammad Ali. He was calling the round, knocking out the dude the way that he said he was gonna do it. So at first I really liked him, but it's like he got more famous and more money. It's like I started disliking the guy more and more. I'm like, oh, I respect the skills. Like don't get me wrong, I respect what he's done. But like as a human, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I like you anymore. It's crazy. So it's like I think of those things too, and I'm like, man, I have to, carry myself with respect. And because it all comes back to like, for example,
become like a role model for people to look up to.
yeah, and then I have to eventually, once I go back to the dojo, if I was to do something like that, then I have to, respond to Sensei Carlos like, yeah, I hit an old guy at the bar, and then he's gonna whip my ass, so I don't want that.
That's awesome. Now here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Zhong, stay tuned. Me, November 12th is another big stack card. Any last word you want to shout out to anyone else?
I just want to say, if you have a dream, chase your dream. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it. I know a lot of people, they're scared to, face their fears. And basically, I feel like that's what it is. Facing your fears is manifesting the dream that you really want. So at the end of the day, don't let nobody else hold you back from that. The only person that can hold you back is yourself.
Awesome. There we go. We'll see you guys November 12th. I'm Zhong Lo signing out. Here we go. We have Irving Martinez. Good to have you on board, brother.
Yes, sir.
November 12th.